I thought he was my soulmate until I found him with my father. I used to believe in soulmates. I truly thought he was mine. His name was Jason, and from the very first day we met, it felt like the universe had carefully aligned everything so we would find each other. He wasn't just another guy I dated. He was the one who made me laugh until my stomach hurt, the one who listened when I cried, the one who promised me forever when I was too afraid to even dream of it. For 2 years, Jason and I were inseparable. We shared playlists, inside jokes, and dreams about the future. He used to text me good morning and good night every single day without fail. He even talked about moving in together, about how we'd decorate our first apartment, about how my favorite flowers, sunflowers, would always have a place in our living room. I let my guard down with him. I showed him parts of myself I'd never shared with anyone else. My insecurities, my fears, my secrets, and he made me feel safe. Or at least, I thought he did. Looking back, the signs were there, but love blinded me. There were nights when he said he couldn't hang out because he was too tired. Days when he would disappear for hours and give me vague excuses later. His phone suddenly became a part of him, always face down, always on silent. I asked myself if I was just being paranoid, if maybe I was overthinking things. After all, he loved me, didn't he? Then came the night that shattered everything. It was a Friday, and Jason told me he wasn't feeling well. He said he just wanted to stay home and rest. I believed him. I always believed him. But something inside me, a strange pull I couldn't explain, told me to check on him. I thought maybe I'd surprise him with soup and medicine, show up at his place, and take care of him. That's what girlfriends do, right? But when I got there, his car wasn't in the driveway. My stomach sank. I knocked on his door, and of course, no one answered. That's when my heart began racing. Where was he, if not home? I drove around aimlessly for a while, trying to calm myself down until I ended up near my father's house. My dad and I didn't always have the best relationship, but he lived close by, so I thought maybe I'd stop in. His lights were on, and it looked like someone was there. When I parked outside, I noticed another car in the driveway. Jason's car. At first, I couldn't process it. My brain scrambled for logical explanations. Maybe he was just visiting my dad for some reason. Maybe there was something innocent about it. But as I got closer to the door, I could hear laughter. My father's deep laugh, mixed with Jason's voice. And then, silence. Followed by a sound I'll never forget. Moans. My body froze. My chest tightened until I could barely breathe. I didn't want to believe what I was hearing. I pressed my hand against the doorframe to keep myself steady, every piece of me screaming that this couldn't be real. But it was. The man I thought was my soulmate was inside my father's house, with him. I don't remember how long I stood frozen on that doorstep. Seconds? Minutes? Time didn't make sense anymore. My ears were burning, my chest was tight, and my legs felt like they could give out at any second. I wanted to run, to scream, to storm inside and drag him out. But instead, I just stood there listening to the muffled sounds that confirmed what I never wanted to believe. Jason. My Jason. The man who promised me forever. He was with my father. I stumbled back, my hands shaking as I covered my mouth to stop myself from making a sound. My stomach churned violently, and I felt like I might throw up right there on the porch. I couldn't decide what hurt more, the betrayal from Jason or the betrayal from my own father. I got back in my car, gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. I drove aimlessly, tears blurring my vision, sobs escaping my throat in broken gasps. My phone buzzed with a text from Jason. "Good night, baby. I'll see you tomorrow." The audacity of it made me want to scream. He was lying in my father's bed, sending me sweet messages like nothing was happening, like he wasn't ripping me apart behind my back. That night, I didn't sleep. I tossed and turned, replaying everything in my head, every laugh, every kiss, every moment we'd shared. Were they all lies? How long had this been going on? Had my dad been sneaking around with him while pretending to care about me? By morning, I was exhausted, hollowed out, but I knew I couldn't stay silent. I had to face it. The next day, I went to Jason's place. My heart was pounding so loud I thought it might burst out of my chest. When he opened the door, he smiled at me like nothing was wrong, like he wasn't carrying the weight of the biggest secret of our lives. "Hey, baby," he said casually, leaning in to kiss me. I pulled back, my face cold, my hands trembling. Don't, I whispered. He frowned. What's wrong? I stared at him, searching his face for a flicker of guilt, a crack in the mask he wore so effortlessly. Where were you last night? I asked, my voice sharp, almost breaking. He hesitated, just for a second, but it was enough. My stomach dropped. I told you, he said quickly. I wasn't feeling well, so I just stayed in. The lie rolled off his tongue so easily it made me sick. I felt tears sting my eyes as I whispered, I know you were at my dad's house. The silence that followed was deafening. His face went pale, his lips parted, and for the first time I saw fear in his eyes. He started, but I cut him off. Don't lie to me again, I snapped, my voice shaking with rage. I saw your car. I heard you. Do you even understand what you've done? Jason's eyes darted around like he was searching for an escape. It's not what you think, he stammered. Those words, the cliche every cheater throws out, set me on fire. Not what I think, I hissed. Then what is it, Jason? Tell me how sleeping with my father is somehow different from what it looks like. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. And in that silence, I had my answer. The man I loved was gone. The trust, the future, the dreams, we were all over. The silence after my accusations stretched on forever. Jason just stood there, pale, shaking his head slightly like a child caught doing something unspeakable. I wanted him to fight for me, to deny it, to scream that I was wrong, but the truth was already written all over his face. When he finally spoke, his voice was low, almost pleading. I didn't mean for it to happen. It wasn't supposed to. I laughed, a broken, bitter sound. Not supposed to happen? You were with my father, Jason, the one person who should have been untouchable. How do you even explain that? He reached out for me, but I flinched back like his touch burned. My chest ached, my throat tight with tears. I refused to let fall in front of him. Please, just let me explain, he begged. I still love you. Love? I snapped, my voice cracking with fury. Don't you dare use that word. Love doesn't sneak into my father's bed behind my back. Love doesn't destroy me like this. I felt like I was unraveling. Every piece of me that trusted him, that believed in us, was disintegrating right there at his doorstep. Finally, I turned and walked away. He called after me, his voice desperate, but I didn't stop. My legs carried me as far as they could until I collapsed in my car, sobbing into my hands. But the nightmare wasn't over. Later that evening, I went to my parents' house. My father greeted me at the door, smiling as if nothing had happened. The sight of him made my stomach twist. I wanted to scream, to throw the truth in his face, but all I could manage was, how could you? The smile slid off his face instantly. His eyes darted away, guilt flashing across his features. And just like Jason, he didn't deny it. I didn't plan this, he whispered. It just happened. I'm sorry. Sorry. That word, so small, so meaningless in that moment, shattered me completely. You weren't just my father, I said, my voice trembling. You were supposed to protect me, to put me first, and instead, you stole the one person I loved most. His eyes filled with tears, but I didn't care. He had made his choice. That night, I packed a bag and left both of them behind. I couldn't look at either of them without feeling like I was drowning in betrayal. Jason tried to call, to text, but I blocked him. My father sent me messages, begging me to talk, but I deleted them all. Weeks turned into months, and the pain slowly dulled, though it never disappeared completely. Some wounds leave scars that time can't erase. I learned the hard way that sometimes betrayal doesn't come from strangers or enemies, it comes from the people you trusted most, the ones you thought would never hurt you. Jason and my father, they deserved each other. What they left me with was emptiness, but also strength. Because surviving that kind of heartbreak forced me to build myself back up from nothing, and maybe one day, I'll learn to trust again. But I know one thing for sure. I will never let myself be blinded by love so deeply that I ignore the signs. Not again.
If this story kept you hooked until the very end, don't forget to subscribe to Storybar, give this video a like, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us bring you even more stories full of drama, betrayal, love, and life-changing decisions. Don't miss the next one.